Makes the airflow dirty.
You know what I mean?
Let me quickly catch you up to how we got here. We've just spent the last 10 days on the trip of a lifetime in Cape York, Australia. Fishing, camping, four-wheel driving and adventuring. We are on our journey south towards Cairns. As we were coming into Cooktown, Dad's 3-litre Patrol shut off. He's able to start it up again, but it's not running too good at all. So we're trying to work out what's going on with it. Proudly supported by Opus Campers, Ultimate 9, Tread, Superior Engineering, GME, and in part by... We're just coming into Cooktown now, and then coming up a hill, Dad's car just died. But then it came back again, but it's revving, struggling to rev, sounding funny, blowing a lot of smoke. So we're just trying to suss what's going on. So we changed the air filter, it was a little bit dirty. We'll check the MAF sensor now.
This is your mass air.
MAF airflow.
Yeah, so it tells the computer how much air's getting through to give it how much fuel.
And it's pretty dirty.
It's covered in dirt, so it won't read. So that works by getting hot, and then the air going over it cools down, and that's how it gets a value. So if it's got dirt on it, it's not getting the correct. Because your sub tank's empty. It's got a quarter of a tank, the sub tank's empty. When did you pump it in at the bottom of the beach? When we did the fuel?
We left. Yeah. Where are you talking about?
You should have way more fuel than you do. It's as dry as a bone, but there's no fuel.
Nothing.
It's like he's in. I'd say maybe we'll just get a jerry of fuel because this is dry and this should pump up. They could have something, but it sounds pretty empty.
So even though Dad's gauge said he had a quarter of a tank of fuel, and based on the kilometres we'd done, he should have 30 to 40 litres left. But all other signs showed he was empty. So we went and grabbed a jerry of fuel, chucked that in, just to confirm he hadn't simply run out of fuel.
That's a bloody doozy, Gary, eh?
Do a little upgrade. So we went and got fuel, put fuel in it. It was out of fuel, but now it's just playing up a bit.
Yeah, it could just have air in the stuff, and we might be able to, like in all the injector lines. So I might be able to go for a drive and might get that out. Either that or I'm gonna pull all the intercooler off and then I'll bleed it all. I don't know. Or it could still be something else as well, same time combination. So I've just plugged this bad boy in. These things have got a big computer and all that jazz. So I'm gonna give it a scan and just see if it had anything, any codes.
That's the Ultimate 9 code breaker, mate.
Yeah.
The Ultimate code breaker.
There is one DTC, so let's have a look at that, I suppose. Throttle position, output circuit low. Maybe he's bumped the throttle controller.
The code breaker's saying your throttle position's out.
You might have bloody hit the foot too hard, Gary.
Those things are pretty handy then, worth carrying.
Yeah. Anything with a computer, you want to have at least this. This is very basic.
Yeah, there's a very minimum.
Well, if you know what you're looking at, you can give this to like someone like you or Gary, and it may as well be holding a fork in your bloody outlet.
So, let me think.
What if it's shut and injector because it ran out of fuel? That can happen. If you run out of fuel and you have like anything in the bottom of your tank, like a little bit of grit or anything,
Injector gone. Would that bring, if an injector did shit itself, would that bring it up as an injector code?
No, it shouldn't. You need a fancier scan tool than that.
Well, we've got a nice hill here to camp on. TD42 swap straight after this trip. All this car's done is break down.
Birdo's new merch coming. TD the world. It's all yourself. We're going to disconnect the battery and leave it for like a minute or two.
Yeah.
See if it just like resets the computer. It's also making like real bad injector rattling noises.
What do you think?
The funny as it is, where I dropped me flame off at Christopher's, he said that thing will blow up on you up there. And I've been thinking about it the whole way, and I'm thinking, don't do it to me, Tid. Why would you say that? But he did.
I can't really do all else without a proper majigger. It's still just saying throttle output, so unless that throttle's just literally shut the bed, but I just pulled the plug back off and had a look at it, and it looks fine. Pins are in it, blown it out, it's got no guts in it.
So do we tow this somewhere and camp, like nearby, caravan park or on the edge of town or whatever, and work out a plan tonight?
Unless it's too late, I know, all the workshops would be shut, I suppose.
I'll just call right now, there's one here, see.
The number you have called is not connected.
They're out of business.
Compound Automotive, Odin speaking.
Yeah, g'day mate. Just calling with get your potential help on something. We're just on a trip up north Cape York. We've just pulled into Cooktown. We've got a 3-litre Patrol that's potentially shit itself a bit up the road. We just did a quick phone call. There's a mechanic shop about 500 metres down the road there. He said we're giving $50 for him, borrow his proper scan tool, so we'll go down there and try and sort this.
Which I'm just going to do a code span, try and clear it, see if it gets rid of that code, start it, and then I'll check injector values.
What was it like to drive this thing down here, Berto?
Terrible. Barely made it.
If you're in Cooktown, Compound Automotive, where it's at.
Compound Automotive. Good bloke.
Yeah. So we're fairly sure it's run out of fuel, and then when it's run out of fuel, it's shit an injector. So car's busted. So I've made a quick phone call, got his caravan parked for the night just up the road, so we're just going to flat tow it there, and then work out a plan. Are you ready to start going?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure. This is the most useful your car's ever been.
Yeah, it's actually doing something for once. Well, you know, we could have used yours, but wouldn't have had the power.
Mate, I would have pulled the bull bus straight off this thing. Mate, has the Tyler Thompson channel ever had a something like this going down or what?
Maybe not. This is a big one.
This is a very big one. I'm telling you, we can't trust a 3-litre.
Yeah, TD42 swap when we get back.
I said this one's the best 3-litre there is, but even the best ones have their days.
Gonna ruin your day?
It's not my car.
Huh?
It's not my car. My car's that one.
Oh.
I'm just steering it. Is a truck that we're going to send to pick it up going to have seats for people?
Yeah, it's got 2.
Two spare seats?
Yeah,
Sweet, because we need 2 spare seats.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, so he can pretty much get it on a truck, and we can pretty much tell them 150 k's till your thing runs out, and we'll get him somewhere towards you. Update. It's the next day, so we spent the night camped at the caravan park. Last night we called NRMA because Dad's with, like, you know, their premium care cover, whatever it is. They sent a technician out, but he wasn't really the most knowledgeable or helpful. He couldn't even get his scan tool to work on Dad's car. Anyways, that happened, so he just put it through as car's stuffed. We can get a tow truck, but he said doesn't know when they're going to be able to get us a tow truck up here. Could be a few days. He's not sure. Call this morning and see if we can figure it out. I suppose because they're up far north Queensland, help and tow trucks and everything isn't always obviously readily available. So we got back through to Off the Wall Automotive in Cairns, and he said he can come get us all the way in a tow truck today if we need. So we just said, look, we'll just pay you, we'll do it that way, get it organised through there. So he's on his way up now. He's going to be here about 9:30. Put Dad's truck on his tow truck, about 4-hour drive back to Cairns on that. And then from there we can hopefully actually properly diagnose it. Like, we think it's injectors, but there's no proper scan tools up here or anything to confirm that, so we're just half guessing. The other thing too is with Dad's NRMA comprehensive care thing, he does get 150 kilometre free tow, but Cairns is probably nearly double that from here, so we're still gonna have to pay a lot of money towing that way as well. So yeah, it was better to just get it out of here today rather than waiting in Cooktown a few days and hoping the tow truck driver decides that he has time to do it.
Just got pulled up onto the tow truck.
It's 9:28, Dad's Patrol is loaded up on the tow truck. We're out of here to Cairns. It's pouring down rain. We've got about a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Bit of a drive, but we have made it all safe and sound. 2 Cairns off the wall automotive. So Lockie, the guy came, picked us up. He had to quickly duck out again, but he's lent us the scan tool. So we're going to put the good scan tool on this Patrol now and see if we can get an answer of what's going on.
So I can't get actual injection feedback for the injectors. It gives me desired but not the actual, which isn't really helpful because I know what it wants, but it may not be getting it, I can't tell. I can get rail pressure actual and desired, so I can see it's got good rail pressure. I still have a code for a throttle pedal, but I am getting accelerator position sensor voltage, and it's moving with the pedal, so I'm assuming that's working. That's sort of a decent assumption. If it's getting the volts, when you press the pedal, it's doing something. So I'm gonna pull off the intercooler and see if the return rail for the injectors has a lot of diesel coming out, and while it's running. And if it does, it's more than likely the injector's going to be shagged. And it's instead of going through the injector, it's going into the injector and then squirting out because the injector's just shagged. So it does start. It sounds like it's just got a dead miss. It sounds like it's got one dead injector.
It doesn't sound real good.
Nah, it doesn't. And that's cold, so it wasn't as bad yesterday when it was hot.
Yeah.
And now cold start is terrible. It definitely seems like a dud injector, but before we go throwing 4 or 5 grand of parts at this car, we want to make sure the motor's not shagged. So I've got a diesel engine compression tester, and I've ripped the glow plugs out. We've got to make sure the car's got decent compression, they're all even, because if it doesn't, we're wasting money and may as well send it home. Call that 2, 3, 310. You got notes on your phone? You're allowed 10% difference.
Yeah.
Like maximum variation between all of them. They should all be
Within 10%.
Yeah, but I'd have to look up the actual spec. But first of all, we're just going to make sure one's not at like 0
Yeah.
or 100.
200.
If anything like that, it'll stop. That's 330. One more. It's looking good so
330.
far. It sounds good when you're cranking too. If one of them had 0, it'd be like there'd be like a fast. What's that? You do all the calculations on that, but it's pretty healthy.
Engine's all looking good and healthy.
That tells us the valves, the head's good, head gasket good, and your rings are good.
So compression test is all good. Berto and Sean will run that back, and it pretty much leaves us with, yeah, it's just got to be the injectors or one of the injectors. So yeah, we had already ordered them. They'll be here 10 o'clock tomorrow. So Berto will probably just finish pulling what he can apart of this, the servo, so then it makes our day a whole lot easier tomorrow. We'll put some fresh injectors in it and fingers crossed, should be all good.
So we're back the next day, off the wall automotive in Cairns. Dad's car's still waiting for parts, so while we're doing that, we're going to get this thing fully serviced. I've just checked the front diff on this, it's still brand new. We've only just changed the diff oil, but I thought, hey, we've done a few water crossings. It's got breathers, but maybe it's still got in, but it hasn't, it's good. So we're going to leave that. We're going to work our way from front to back, full oils, grease, suspension check, wheel bearing check, engine oil filters, the whole lot.
That's that transfer.
That's a gearbox. So that's white. That's full of water.
Nice chocolate milkshake gearbox oil.
No, this one's more of like a vanilla latte extra soy. Not quite as chocolate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't seal these gearboxes up very good, do they? Mate, we got breathers on this thing. Just come straight in the gear stick. That's how deep we've been. You can get that on big jobs. Well, look at that. Greased up, homie. Grease city, bitch. The wheel bearings are a bit loose. We did them just before we went away. They're brand new, so we've just done all that PDR and that. Big tyres, big rims. It's pretty hard on the gear. So I'm just going to give it a nip up, let Tyler go through the school holidays and whatever, do what else he's going to do. And then I'll probably pull them out and we'll repack them all and get them back to brand new.
going on there?
Dick banging around wheel nuts. What a idiot. New rear diff oil, new gearbox oil, 2 front wheel bearings adjusted, everything's greased. I'm going to go over and give it just like a look over, and then we're going to put engine oil in it because it's drained, change engine oil filters, change fuel filter, and we'll recheck the air filter probably. We also have a starter motor to change, which we have one here. It's one of our spares we carry. All the dust and like we do a lot of turning on and off, stopping and starting when we're getting out to film.
Yeah, it started on the telly track. On the telly track, both our cars started. It sometimes turned on, sometimes wouldn't, and this morning it wouldn't turn on at all. So we thought, hey,
We're here, we may as well do it.
we'd just put a starter motor in, and then mate, this car's going to be tip-top, ready to go.
That's right. You got some more family trips to do when we get back to school holidays, so we've got to make sure he's good now. So I'm having a week off when I get back.
Having a break. How does she look? Give us a rig rundown.
She's been in the dirt, but yeah, it looks fine, but it's obviously not. So we've got another one. Right, I got Sean finishing off the service, putting a starter motor on, just buttoning that up. I figured it's pretty much time to get these in and out. We've got parts coming. So I pulled this first one out. Now you obviously can't see if they're shagged or not, but this O-ring is not been in its groove the whole time. Someone's had it out and it's gone back in and it didn't go in properly. So it's just a telltale someone's been here. Already once, these have been out, they're not brand new.
Yeah, someone's been messing about in there.
Yeah, well, I don't know why someone would have had them out, but... exact same thing. We'll get in there, get the stuff out, clean up the holes, wait for the new ones to come in, put them in. Once they come in, we get the numbers off the top, we've got to code them in with a scan tool. And that just changes all their values, so they shoot the right amount of fuel in. But yeah, whoever put these in, terrible job. This is a nice seat, eh? This is a kneeling bench.
We need one of them for our show.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So yeah, we've got this bad work.
Professional.
Man, I've never had to use one of these in
Proper
my
way how to do
life.
it. So you got these ones, cut the actual seat and clean it back up.
Yeah, and then
Cotton
wipe
buds
it
to
out.
clean it all up and wipe it out.
We got a little...
Brake clean, compressed air.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. We got 4 brand new Bosch injectors. I got O-rings and copper washers. I got a spill rail line because I broke one. I got a suction control valve, but we probably won't need that. And then we got a fitting kit which comes with your glow plug, seals, and your rocket cover gasket, and that's all genuine, I'm pretty sure. This is injector number 1. It's going to go in the very front hole. I'm going to put these left to right in order because they've got a number that we have to put in a scan tool to suit each injector, individual. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I get mixed up, we can look back. Pull a little bung off. No, dab of grease, dab of grease. Now that'll stop it from falling off. Mate, lucky we're just at the best workshop in Cairns.
What's the best workshop in Cairns? If you're in Cairns, right, and you're
Who'd you
like,
go
hey,
to?
I need some work done, where are you going to go?
Lachlan Wallet, off the wall, mechanical and 4x4.
That was a good one, Berto. That was a good one.
We're about to get his torque wrench and we'll find out the spec for this and we'll talk these all down. You know, if this was Tyler's car, mate, I wouldn't even do them up. Injector clamps are 26 newton meters, so I've got this set to 26 newton meters. I'm going to do them up to spec, and then we'll move on to putting all the rock cover and that back on once that's all cleaned up. I'm putting this on each corner and the join, so there's a join where the timing cover hits the block. So I put some there, some on the corners, I put some on the back corners. That's just to make sure that they seal in like the hard sealing areas. Yep, we're gonna put some on around the thing because we don't have a new rocker cover. I'm gonna hope for the best. Worst case, we'll change them back at port if they leak. Don't want to spend all the garage hard-earned money. I'm just talking down the rock cover. It's 11 newton meters. I've just changed this to 11 newton meters. So now that I've got that in, rock cover on, I'm going to put the glow plugs in so then I can put the glow plug seals on so I don't have an open hole in the rock cover anymore. So we'll do these one at a time. I've just got the spill rail all put back on. I'm just doing up a couple of last bolts. What I'm doing now is I've got the scan tool. I've got to code the injectors into the computer. So on these boxes, they have a code on here. You have to enter that in here in what order they are in the motor. So I'll do that and then we should be good for a start. All right, so what I'm doing now is we have new injectors. I'm going to change the fuel filter. We ran it dry from fuel. Would have sucked up whatever in the bottom of the tank, so see what's in it, maybe, if we can cut it open.
Fuel.
Fuel, water, bit of stuff. There's heaps of shit in there.
Fresh fuel filter was in, new injectors were all in. It was time to give it a start up and see how she went. Unfortunately, we lost sound on the camera for those few clips though, but it was sounding all good, so we continued putting the intercooler and all the pieces back together.
An absolute scumbag piece of shit. No, we can't reenact that.
I don't know when that was stopped.
Mate, every time you turn that camera on,
It's it's low.
it would have went flat. We're all back together by the engine cover, so we're going to start it, run it, go for a drive, make sure it's all fixed, make sure there's no leaks before we continue to put that on.
We might have lost sound on a couple of clips then, but yeah, basically Berto got it all back together, ran it with the intercooler off. It seemed to run nice, well it sounded good. So like, sweet, put all the intercooler back on and that, but now it's back to running a little bit funny again.
I do have to clear all the codes. It's got 2 on the 1 code, 2 on the 2 code, 2 on the 3 code, 2 on the 4 code.
Yeah, okay.
Which is because they were all unplugged with the fan before.
So a bunch of codes, so I'll try to clear the codes and see if it runs nice then. If not, keep looking.
Yeah.
Either way, injectors need to be done, or just 6 things blow up at once.
Yeah, which, I don't know, everything probably got shape. All these electric stuff hates big corrugation stuff, especially when it's nearly, what, 8 inch, this is 18-year-old. Man, we're going to be here all day, you jinxed it. What's the time? Nearly 4 o'clock. Shake. Mate, this is why I tell you they're the world.
These common rail diesels, no good.
Not as easy to diagnose on the side of a place, and then you pay money to get all the way here, and then it's still not the easiest thing in the world to diagnose what's wrong with. Mate, there's no faults in the ABS, mate. The brakes work good.
That's good.
I'm starting to think it might be the suction control now, which it could make sense.
On the fuel pump.
It's a little piston that comes in and out, and if it sucked up any of the stuff when it ran dry, could have half jammed it, could have broke it. Shouldn't be too bad as long as it's easy enough to access.
We do have one. We ordered one yesterday just in case.
Yeah, we've got one here, and I thought we weren't going to have to replace it, but I probably will at this stage.
It was getting late in the day on a Friday. We were running out of ideas, but we did have the spare suction control valve. There is a good chance that got taken out at the same time as the injectors, so we got to replacing it, and hopefully that would get the big 3 litre running smooth again. This is the most work I've ever done.
I know. I don't reckon this had a genuine one, and I reckon someone's changed it once before. This could be fucked.
Suction control valve's out, new one in.
Nah, new one's going in.
Yeah, new one's going in.
Yeah.
And then we pray that it's fixed maybe now.
It's not. More diagnostics. More diagnostics. It's been a while since I've done diagnostics, so I'm running out. Bud. I was gonna say, if you do that, I'll do this, and we'll get everything. done. My knees are hurting, my back's hurting. I'm getting too old for this shit, mate. Stop buying cars that break. Just look at that, Mr. Thompson on the tools, mate. YouTube's gonna not know what's happened to it.
When things need to get done, I'll get it done. Mate, these don't line up. Who built this?
Just going in, bud. You just have faith in yourself, bud.
I blew myself away at my own capabilities here, you know.
You
I looked at that and I thought, well, I've no mechanic I've ever seen to be able to do that, so I probably can't do it. But then I just did it.
Well, you haven't seen anyone put that in the cooler on today?
Nah.
Nah.
Whatever. Not today, not tomorrow.
Not next week.
No.
So look, mate. A couple of hours has passed. Look, it's dark and raining out there. Bloody huge,
7 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
huge couple of days.
Yeah, big couple of days.
But we got there. Suction control valve seemed to fix her up and sort her out.
Yeah, so I probably took an injector out, probably jammed up the suction control valve. The fuel we had was bad, so we get that fixed. Now it's running. We're just going to do, quickly do some diff oils and a grease to make sure this is good to go, so we don't have to come back in tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
So-
buddy. So mate, that's it. We'll end that episode in our Cape York adventure there. That's it, done and dusted. Buddy, awesome overall trip. Just a big couple of days repair and sort of a bit of a disaster at the end there, but that happens.
What about the hospitality?
Yeah, off the wall automotive in Cairns, buddy, it's the place to be. If you're coming through Cairns, come see the boys. They'll sort you out. Anything you need. Pre-check, Cape York trips, post-check, Cape York checks. I'm just late. I'm making up words here at this point, but you know what I mean. You need any work done, this is where it's done. So yeah, huge shout out for them, for lending us their tools and hoists and equipment and everything we need to get all this stuff sorted. But that's it. We're all done. Episode is over. The end.
Here we are, just photobombing Tyler. He doesn't even know it.
Taylor doesn't know it or he's not getting the shot.